Hello beautiful people, welcome to my vlog. As usual, I filmed a few vlogs but didn't have the time to edit them. And this one I'm doing and will definitely not have the time to edit. Because this is currently the environment of my quarantine. So I was lucky enough this year to come back again to Tribal Gathering. Tribal Gathering, it's a festival in Panama that in the first section of the festival there's a week that basically people from tribes from all over the world come to share their culture, to share their dance, to share their ceremonies with people. And then there's the transition day, and after that there's and of course the music. There's a stage with different types of music from all over the world. And then on the second section of the festival there's a new stage opening up, and on that stage there are psytrance DJs from all over the world. Very cool, very amazing, and it's all happening on this amazing beautiful beach. This year I had the chance to do, like last year, the admin and performing here, and I was lucky enough this year to have the chance to coordinate the performances in the theater. We had brilliant performances from volunteers from all over the world during the time of the festival. Basically, people can volunteer in different sections, and in return to their time that they give for the volunteering, they get credits for food, drinks, etc. A very amazing experience to be part of, and I'm very happy that this year I had the chance to come again. And during this festival this year, coronavirus came to Panama, which meant that the government and the immigration came to us and gave to us every time with different laws about who can leave. So at some point during the festival, people were not allowed to come on site. New people were not allowed to come on site. And then once the festival finished, there was issues of people needing to get back to their countries when Panama is basically closing their borders and quarantined us to this beach. We had at some point instructions that were telling us that people that haven't been to the festival for 14 days cannot leave. After that, people that haven't been to Panama for 14 days cannot leave site. It kept changing the instructions, I would say daily, but at some point it was hourly, that we heard that nobody could leave site until the 23rd of March, and then afterward it became that they could, it kept changing. And every time we tried to organize from the admin people in here list of people that the military and the immigration needed, trying of course to collect people in this environment was not easy. Trying to help people to contact their embassies. It's interesting to see how in times of crisis you can see how your government is actually working and helping or not helping. And try to help people to book new flights because their flights were cancelled. Try to help them get off-site, and if they don't have any new flights, then to help them book places to stay. A lot of people got into groups and found flats in Panama City or in Vanau or around these areas, and eventually we succeeded to help most of the people, and people that couldn't leave and needed to stay here, we helped them to find volunteering positions around the festival during the time that they're here, that they won't need to spend a lot of their money just because they were stuck in here. So they volunteered with cleaning the ground and volunteered with the takedown, and in return of course got drinks and food. And after that we succeeded to do that. It was a very hard process, but eventually we made it. And then we stayed here, the takedown crew and some of the admin crew, because we needed to stay until the end to help, stayed with the takedown crew. Basically we're quarantined on this beach. Some of the admin people and us, once the borders will be open, we will need to get new flights. which means that there's help with, we have a fundraiser. I will put the link at the bottom of the video about the fundraiser, and you can see there a video that we made that explains some of it and what's going on with that and what we're fundraising for. But yeah, at the end of this week the takedown is gonna end. Most of the buildings you can see behind me were already taken down, and some of the accountancy and stuff, by the end of the week this is supposed to be all breaking down. We were so lucky that during this time some of us that were not supposed to stay here were able to stay here with the help of Tim and Noah, which are the owners of the festival, and their families that contribute money in order to help us basically stay and live in here during this quarantine time and get food in here and be fed. And yeah, so grateful to have them and for their family to help us in this situation. And of course was called for a question. So yeah, what was I talking about? But yeah, basically during our time here, they were helpful to help us sustain this and maintain this. But now that the work is done, we will need, of course, to contribute our own money in order to keep food coming in here and to help them with maintaining ourselves, or to find houses together. And even for that, we're lucky to have the lawyers of the festival that help us with getting, sorry, I need to sneeze, that help us to get the right permits to move, because Panama has, like all of the world, restrictions of who can come out and for how long. So that's also amazing that they're gonna help us with that. And yeah, by the end of the week, which is like few days from now, we all need to make a decision of basically if we want to live in the Big Brother or we want to live in survival. Which reality TV would you choose? But yeah, that's the current interesting situation that I'm living in. I feel lucky that I'm quarantined here basically with about 45 other people that they're all amazing souls and amazing people. There were a bit of dramas, of course, but on compared to situations like this, we were lucky enough to have less dramas than anticipated. But and yeah, in between we succeeded to keep each other malls up and to put music and we had Sundays off, so every Saturday was a party, which was amazing. And during my time here, I've also contacted a few of my actor friends around the world that are quarantined to their houses, and a project that I wanted to do for about, I don't know how many years, since I finished my master's in acting in 2013. I'm talking to one of my Brazilian friends about this project, and it developed through the years to different stuff, and now I think it's the time to do it. I'm not telling you any details yet, but details will come. And basically what I want is to bring theater to you, live theater to your home, and I have great actor friends that will be part of it. We're creating now the storyline, so I don't have any more details on what will be the storyline, but yeah, I'm glad that during this time I finally get to do a project that for a long time I'm waiting to do. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start kind of daily updates to you guys about what's going on in here, because yeah, interesting times. Yeah, so please guys, I think that's it. That's my update on what's going on with me. Still waiting to hear. At the moment, Panama City, Panama borders are supposed to be open on the 23rd of April. Let's see if it will change. And we are now on this beach currently until further notice, because some places it's hard to get to without the right permits, and it takes time to get those permits, because the government here in Panama is closed until the 30th. For me to come back to England, it's a bit of an issue because it's after Brexit, and well, somebody is still subletting my room, and if I will come back, he won't have a room. So that's also a thing, and he's a great guy, so I don't want him to be stuck in this situation. But yeah, that's kind of, I think, the gist of it. Please check on the bottom the link for the fundraising thing, because very grateful for Team Noah for keeping us in here, but still we need you to help us to help them if it sounds proper. And yeah, it will be, even by sharing it, like if each person that sees it will contribute $1 to this cause, and we'll share it with more people, and the people that seen it through them with $1, it will help us all get home. For me, I will probably, since I can't go back to London, it will probably be to go back to Israel, which is weird because I haven't been living there for 10 years now, but my family's there. So in this situation, I'll be happy to be rejoined with them. I did with them a conference call yesterday and celebrated with all of them from their own houses a Passover. Interesting times indeed. And my last request before I finish this vlog. I know that quarantine is a hard situation to be in. I know that it sounds like me being on a beach. Yeah, great, but I was supposed to be in, well, now in New Orleans. I was supposed to go after here to Costa Rica for 9 days, and then to go to New Orleans to meet my mom and see the culture in there, to see their music in there. And a lot of us had other plans, and we're quarantined in here. We can't do the further things that we had and be away from our families as well. So as much as we have physical freedom, it's still no freedom. So everybody doesn't have it, but we need to remember that it's for a good reason of not spreading coronavirus. The problem with people are currently freaking out, but let's be honest, coronavirus, it's not about, the scary thing about it is not the death. Because the death rates, let's be honest, if people would have been outside, the death rates would have been higher just by, I don't know, people driving like mental on the roads. The risk in it is the fact that all governments and all hospitals do not have the sources to take care of the amount of people that are getting it so fast. I see my mom, who's a key worker, and I'm like, Mom, bless you. She still go out of the house and helping in this situation in Israel, and a lot of key workers and people that helping, I know, in England, to the NHS and the situation in there. And it's definitely not an easy situation right now in the hospitals, and if people will keep to the quarantine, it's not rebellious to go out of the quarantine. It's just, pardon for the bad language, but it's just stupidity, and it's selfish. If people break in quarantine, they put in everybody's at risk, and they're not helping the hospitals and the governments to take control of how fast this disease is spreading. Which is the reason, to be honest, why I'm staying on this beach, because me going to a different house, or me trying to fly somewhere, means that I might get it from someone else out there, which here I know that everybody that are here, we've been here for longer than 2 weeks, so we definitely don't have it. But if I go out, I might get it, and then going back to Israel means that I put my family at risk, I will put my mom at risk, and my mom is a key worker, which means that a lot of other people is at risk, and she won't be able to help as much as she does now. Also, going back to England, I have flatmates. I don't want my flatmates to get it if I get it from someone else on the way there. So at the moment, until things cease down and kind of relax, for me this will be the best option. And also when you guys are going out from your quarantine, wherever you are, please stay safe. Please put face masks. Please keep hygienic with your hands and everything. And yeah, let's help each other to help this situation. And I hope that every one of you guys, like I take this quarantine, find this as an opportunity to think about how your life was before and where do you want to take your life to after this is all finished. Do you want to go back to the same job? Are you enjoying your life? Are you happy with your life? Find a time for a bit of self-maintenance. We keep finding ourselves in normal life all the time, chasing our own tails and being in all the time, running all the time, working all the time, busy. And the fact that we have this opportunity from the universe to clean the air. There are no airplanes, so you can see the Himalayas. There are animals coming back, animals that we haven't seen in a long time are coming back, and we have this opportunity now to actually take care of the environment and take care of ourselves and maybe get a new skill and yeah, take this opportunity, and make sure that you also, through WhatsApp and FaceTime and Skype and whatever, because we're lucky enough to have those apps available to us in order to communicate with our friends and our beloveds and our family, to be part of other people's family. Don't get to a part that, that you're depressed at home by yourself. Continue communicating with friends and family and see how they are, and tell them how you are, and have, I don't know, a beer from afar, for coffee from online coffee, virtual birthday parties. I was lucky to have a meeting with friends that have studied with me my master's. I think I told you, from all over the world, that we usually don't have time for each other. So there are a lot of blessings in this situation. So I'm grateful for them, and let's be grateful for those blessings. Yeah, that's my quite long update of the general situation. I will probably do daily vloggings, because if survival or Big Brother or whatever you want to call it, then yeah, we'll keep you updated in things that are changing in here in Panama and in this festival. But currently the plan for tonight is karaoke, to try to keep everyone's spirit. Yeah, that's the update. Thank you guys, and yeah, kisses. See you on the next vlog.